Welcome back. And when I say welcome back, I do mean welcome back because this is a rerun. Not really a rerun. We're doing a job over again. And what we've got is, I pulled that Monovalve cartridge out of the parts car, put it in here, and I had good heat for a couple days. It worked perfect. It was great. And then it got to where it was only working on when it was idling. It was a little bit better than it was before. You could cruising at maybe lower RPMs, maybe not freeway, you would get heat. Or if you put the heater on full blast and then got on the highway, sometimes it would stay working until you switch the heater off or put it back on climate control to where it would start regulating. It was like maybe once it was stuck, once it was open, it would stay open, but then once it closed, it could not open because of the coolant on top of the valve, I'm assuming. So I bit the bullet. I didn't really bite the bullet. Made the decision to try one of these cheap Monovalves. My theory is, with the OEM one being like $120, I can replace this thing at least 5 or 6 times and still come out cheaper. So if I get a year out of this one, I'll be happy. I bought this one on Amazon. I think I paid $18.99. It was Prime, 2 days shipping, I think, if I remember right. And so my theory on that is, yes, you can get these. They're listed, you can get them on eBay for about $14. I think that was with free shipping. I want to think that was a different brand, like Volig or something. But my understanding is they're either pretty much the same as this. I don't know if they're the same I don't think they're the same manufacturer. I couldn't really find information on which one was better, if there was any difference at all. Possibly they could come out of the same factory, no idea. But I figure, like I said, I bought this on Amazon. I prefer Amazon's customer service over some of the sellers on eBay that you get. So I figured, maybe this thing, if it fails, Amazon's fairly good about replacing. I don't know what kind of warranty I'll get on it from Amazon. Probably at least 90 days where I can return it if it stops working. And so that gets me, this is November, that gets me through December, January, February. Winter will almost be over at that point. Maybe March, April, I don't know. I may be able to get through, my point is, with Amazon's return period, I may be able to get through winter and know if this thing's going to stay working or not. So we'll compare it to the two that I've got here, the original failed one and the one that came off of there, and we'll also see how this one failed. We saw the original one, how it had failed. See if I can find it real quick. Here it is. So if you look at this original one, let me turn the light on. So on this original one, this is the one that came out of this car. And I think this is an aftermarket one. The one I put in is a OEM one. You can see the diaphragm completely separated from the center part of the cartridge. And so that was its failure. And it's probably, the diaphragm probably disintegrated to the point where it detached itself. So and I think this is an aftermarket one. It's probably an old aftermarket one. It's probably been in there a long time. So now we have our new aftermarket one. It's the MTC. Reviews on these things are awful. This one, feeling the weight of it. This one's definitely heavier. So it's got more material in here for the magnet to attach to or to attract. That's one of the complaints about these, I think, is that the magnet might not be strong enough to operate the valve, the electromagnet. That wave washer down. I looked at this one pretty good when I first got it, make sure there was no tears in the diaphragm from the factory. I did not see anything. It looked good. Like I said, this one's definitely heavier. So we'll see. And then we'll compare it also to the OEM one, which is what's in the car right now. Alright, so got my valve out. This is the one I just pulled out of the car. Looking at it and this one, they both are identical. They've got the same part numbers on them. I think they've got Mercedes-Benz part numbers on them. I think they're both OEM valves. They're very possibly the original valves and they've never been replaced before. Of course, then we've got our aftermarket one. What do I notice on differences between them? If you look, the mesh material on the OEM ones is finer than this one, so it's going to let more particles through the valve or into the valve or whatever. Does that matter? I don't know. You can see how much this original one in my car caught. Looks pretty nasty. And then that's the one that was just in it, so it looks like whatever nastiness was in the coolant system is not there anymore. I did flush this thing out and put new, it had water in it when I got it, and I flushed it out and put coolant in it, so it looks like I got it cleared up. So the OEM valves are heavier than this one, and it tells me that this the metal that's in here for the plunger that the electromagnet pulls on is probably not as much metal here, which could cause this valve not to open. You know, if the magnet's not strong enough to operate it, so that could be an issue. The rubber is also a little bit thinner, it seems like. So we'll see how it holds up. Hopefully it does. I'll report back to y'all and let y'all know. Maybe I'll leave a comment down below and pin it, or keep leaving comments as we know. So let's put this one in there and we'll go for a drive and see if it works right out of the box. Hopefully it does, and hopefully it continues to work. So we're cruising along on the interstate, and I've got the heater on, and it is working. Can't see anything, it's kind of late, but it is blowing warm, even at freeway speeds. So I would say, at least for now, this monovalve is working. So I think we're good. Hopefully it holds up and stays working. But it does work at freeway speeds, which was my concern. You know, make sure that magnet was strong enough to overcome any coolant pressure. Not pressure, but coolant circulating, you know. So I think we're going to end this. I'll keep y'all updated on